what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
I mentioned with rate cuts, rate cuts are not in our base case. So that's all I have to say.
And then he ran out of the room. Yesterday was amazing, watching the market go up, watching the market go down. They have no idea what they're doing, and they contradict each other. We're not bailing anybody out. No, the government's not bailing, the taxpayers not bailing people out this time. No, it's not going to be like 2008. What are you, nuts? It's going to be worse than 2008. Worse than 2008. And yes, you and I are going to be bailing them out. Okay, we're bailing them out. They're a pack of liars. You know what I love about banks? Do you ever notice banks that they're called trusts? Like, for example, here in Sarasota, we had SunTrust Bank, Northern Trust Bank. This is the one I really choke up about. J.P. Morgan Trust Company. I mean, Jamie Dimon? That'd be the last person I'd ever trust. Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? Trust Jamie Dimon? He's one of the biggest crooks in the country, but he's too big to put in jail. This guy engineered the subprime mortgage. This guy, Jamie Dimon, Remember when he was packaging all the bad mortgages, selling them to your pension fund, right, which you lost your butt? Remember what he did? He went to the companies that would rate those packages, and he'd pay them off and tell them, hey, I want you to rate them AAA, when they're triple D, 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 and FF. This gangster. So J.P. Morgan Trust. Don't you love that? It's all an illusion. These banks have they created this big illusion from day one. And here's the thing, the other thing I love about the banks. They think they can really, really fake us out. That they're acting in our best interest. They're acting as a fiduciary. That they're looking out for us, for the client, for our interests. What are you, nuts? Are you kidding? And the other thing, ever notice when they build banks or remodel banks, what do you always notice? I notice the big pillars. That's another illusion. When they build them, hey, let's put some big giant pillars out there. Hey, put some big giant pillars inside the bank too. That people would think, that they'll equate to how strong we are, how dependable we are. That's why they put up those stupid pillars. Subliminally to tell you, boy, look how strong we are. Look how we're trustworthy. That's why we put trust on the end of our name. And then we put a bunch of pillars up, and then we screw you. And that's what they're doing now. I'll tell you what they're going to do with those pillars. They're going to put them right up your you-know-what. We are going to be bailing. This is going to be a bigger bailout than 2008. Don't you remember what happened in 2008? My God. We bailed out the very people, the very banks that screwed us. We bailed out the very banks, and this is Obama. Remember, Obama the God. They're going to build a statue everywhere for Obama. Remember, he bailed out all his buddies on Wall Street because it was those buddies who got him into the Oval Office. He bailed them out. He bailed out Jamie Dimon, the crook, the CEO of Citibank and Wells Fargo and Bank. He bailed all of them out. That was his idea, for God's sakes. And he used our money, the taxpayer money. Oh, but he's the God. Are you kidding me? So this is going to be even worse. Now, in fact, in 2008, do you remember when he was bailing out all the banks? Not only did he bail them out so they wouldn't go down, the very people who took those pillars and stuck them up our butt, he made us pay their bonuses. Do you remember that? We paid their Christmas bonuses. Remember, they're supposed to set up, they had this TARP bill, and the TARP bill, they're going to put about, I forget the number, let's use $400,000. Put $400,000 aside so that people, if you're going into foreclosure, they could save you into foreclosure. They could they'll save you. They had all these different stupid programs with different stupid names. It was all fake. Never did anything. And when he set that up, what he was doing is not only bailing out the banks and the bankers, and he started to bail out the builders. You and I were bailing out the builders. Just unbelievable. So the next time you go to your bank, look around for a pillar. Look around for a pillar and go get an Army helmet and put it on your butt, because that's where it's going to end up. Unbelievable. So anyways, Main Street, did you hear, listen to this. This is Aunt B yelling. Listen to her. She's another gangster.
Does insuring every deposit at every FDIC-insured bank in the nation over $250,000 require congressional approval?
This is not something that we have looked at. It's not something that we're considering. All that I have said is that when the failure of a bank is judged by supermajorities of the FDIC board, the Fed board, and myself in consultation with the president, when such a failure is deemed to create...
Oh, God, giving me a headache. Here's what she's saying. Let me interpret it for Aunt B. After the 2008 bailout of all these banks, and the banks got too big to fail, and the CEOs that should have gone to jail, the CEOs who should have had to pay their money back in. Remember when they had the savings crisis back in, oh my God, it was in the 80s? Remember they took all the CEOs, they brought them to court, and they all had to take their personal money and kick it back to the banks. Remember that? Oh no, that didn't happen with this deal in 2008. So she's sitting there, and what she's trying to get around was, do you remember they said no more bailouts? There was no more bailouts. It was the end of bailouts. And remember in 2014 when the banks, remember, for keeping interest rates too low for too long, and the mortgages that they were giving everybody, the banks couldn't make money on it because the mortgages were too low. They couldn't make profits. So in 2014, remember the banks went to the board here, the Senate Banking Committee, and said, "Look, we're not making any money, man. Because you keep the interest rates too low for too long. Give us permission to go buy bonds. So at least if we can go buy low rate bonds, we can make a little bit of a spread." Remember that? And then they started to talk about bailouts. Oh no, she said, we're not going to do bailouts. We're not going to do bailouts again. No, never again. We're not going to do bailouts. We're going to do, instead of having the taxpayer take care of the bailout, okay, now the government's not going to put the money in and you got to pay it back. We're not going to do any of that. No, none of that. Those days are gone. We'll just have the depositors. We'll have the depositors fill the hole. What? Yeah, this was their deal, remember? The depositors will take care of it. Well, let's think about that. If the depositors were going to fill in the hole, that means the depositor, your fees were going to go. This is what they're saying in 2014. And then when the banks crashed this March, last week, they were still hanging on that. Gee, we better not bail them out. Let's just have the depositors bail out. Let's not have the taxpayer. Are you kidding? They got rid of that in about 3 hours. Now we're back to, she's sitting here lying the other day saying, we are not bailing out these banks. This is going to be a bigger bailout in 2008. And you know the consequences of what happened in 2008. We'll get back. We'll talk the consequences now. What's going to happen.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. What are you, nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's Phil's Gang.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We're talking about the consequences. When you have these crashes, we used to go into a recession. It made sense because when you go into a recession, everybody had to clean up their balance sheets, even the banks. The little store on the corner had to clean up his balance sheet. The big banks had to clean up their balance sheets. The government, Congress, had to clean up their balance sheets. And you'd come out of that recession. It was painful for about 6 months, 8 months. But when you came out, you had a strong economy. Economic growth took off like a rocket ship. But remember what happened in 2008. And you can thank Obama, the God, and you can thank Bernanke, his partner, okay, because they did this financial engineering called QE, and also remember the zero Fed rate. See, that's what people don't understand right now. What made the financial engineering in 2008 so effective is that on one end, they printed the money, and when they printed the money, they went and bought bonds. And when they bought, I'm talking about the Federal Reserve, they bought bonds. By buying bonds, that would push down the 10-year Treasury yield that dictated how they would charge you on their 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. So if you remember, they dropped those 30-year fixed-rate mortgages right down. This was Obama and Bernanke. But then, on the other side, the Federal Reserve, remember, I told you yesterday, the Federal Reserve sets their own rate. The rate for what you're going to be charged for a mortgage is set by an auction. Everybody goes to an auction. But the Federal Reserve can play games because they got a printing machine, the Treasury, they print all kinds of money, and they go to the auction, and they buy all kinds of bonds with everybody else in the auction. Now the rates go down even more. The 10-year Treasury yields go down more, so the mortgage rates are even lower. And it justifies for them, who set their own rate, to set it at zero. And that was the magic. Setting the Fed rate at zero, and remember, that's the rate that they lend money to the banks, to their own banks, and the banks lend to you. But actually, the banks were lending to the big tech stocks that collapsed in that crash in 2008. So they said, look, we're going to bring our rates down to zero. So here, you guys, we don't need to go into a recession. Now remember, this deal was cut by Obama and Bernanke with Wall Street, who put him in the Oval Office. They did not want to go into a recession. What they wanted to do is make sure that they were guaranteed free money, so they could take interest-free money and go and buy their own shares. By buying their own shares, the less shares outstanding, I've told you this a million times, earnings would go up, stock prices go up, while they didn't have any profits because they wanted their money back quickly. And remember what happened? The bank stocks went up 120 in about 120 days. The bank stocks went up like 80%. Now these banks were on the verge of going bankrupt. Within about 120 days, not only did these bankers keep their job, they got their bonuses. The bonuses they didn't get, they gave them those bonuses. They took it from the TARP money and screwed everybody, screwed all the homeowners. That money was supposed to go to a homeowner struggling. They took the money and gave it to the CEO so they could get their Christmas bonuses they didn't get. So the magic was give them money, these tech companies, and we're going to have the biggest tech rally in history because they'll just keep buying their own shares. On the other side, we'll keep everybody else happy and give people mortgages, real low-rate mortgages, and they'll think they're rich because their house is going to keep going up and keep going up. Especially remember the pandemic when houses went up 40, 50, 60% in 24 months. That's how they did that. My point is they never fixed the problem in 2008. They never fixed it. In fact, they're so brazen not to fix the problem. They even said, you know what? We got so much heat over taking care of the banks, the banksters. Everybody was so upset at us because we took the banksters and this very people, Jamie Dimon and the CEO of Goldman Sachs, who caused the crash, who caused you to lose your job. We bailed them out with taxpayer money. They kept their jobs, they got their bonuses, and their stocks went through the roof in 120 days. And the guy on Main Street lost his job, lost his home, and then Obama turns around and he goes to all his pals on Wall Street, and he says, all the hedge funds, hey, you know all these foreclosures we got? Come in and I'm going to sell you these houses 10 cents on a dollar. And then you can turn around and rent it to the guy who lost his house. And in about 8 years, or whenever at the time he's good, you can sell that house and make a fortune. So they screwed the taxpayer again. The guy sitting there loses his house because of these bankers, And Obama turns around and gives those very people the house at 10 cents on the dollar so he could run it to the people the banker screwed. Can you imagine? We're heading there now and nobody sees it. Nobody sees where we're going. And when Yellen said the other day, oh, no, we're not bailing anybody. We're not bailing. No. This is a bigger bailout in 2008. You can see it in the stock market right now. There's no liquidity in the stock market. They're not even talking about the fact that the money, the money, the overall money, we have hardly any money at all in our economy. Nobody wants to talk about that either.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on their show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. Banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
That's right. Join our gang. Go to philsgang.com. Hit where it says Get Started. And while you're doing that, right next to it, How Pro 2 Works, my color-coded chart. If you take the color-coded chart and understand the bond market, which will teach you all about the bond market, you have the weapons that you need to win this battle against pure crap that's being thrown at us. Let me tell you some real crap that's being thrown at us. Listen to this.
Banking system in much better shape, much better shape than it was before, much higher capitalized, doesn't involve the biggest banks.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
Does it involve the biggest banks? It's involved the biggest banks since 2008 because we never fixed the biggest banks because Barney Frank and Senator Dodd were paid off to make sure we didn't fix the banks. They escaped all the new regulations. These people are crazy. If you remember, I told you the other day that our money supply turned negative in November of 2022. The press kept it quiet. They kept it quiet because remember, this is a Democratic press. They take care of the president. They take care of the Democrats. They didn't want word to get out because the drop in the money supply contributes to a huge, your economy just slows down. I mean, just stops. You're guaranteed, it's a guaranteed recession. There's no way out of it. Lending dries up. Big businesses, public companies stop doing any kind of business investment. Layoffs start. Wait till you start seeing the layoffs when we hit June, July, or at least this fall. So negative money supply, the consequences are unbelievable. And then remember what happened. And we got, in January of 2023, our negative money supply got worse. Oh, but nobody was going to say anything. Don't say anything, okay? Because remember, they wanted to get the omnibus bill through. They wanted to get the American Rescue Plan through. This is unbelievable what they did. Unbelievable. So we're in a, I told my members, we've been making a lot of money, doing very, very well, I'll say. We've been shorting the banks since February. Since February. The big banks and the regional banks. We start out with the big banks, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all those, and we're doing fantastic with it. But we started in February when everybody was telling you to buy the banks because we could see what the bond market was doing, combine the bond market with our color-coded chart that identifies where the money's going, and we knew we had a winner. Steve comes in. He says, I got an idea. He said, we should really double down on the regional banks. I said, you're right. I forgot all about that. The regional banks are going to get really clobbered. So we loaded up on the regional banks, and we took the ETF of the regional banks, which was KRE, and we shorted those. So the banks have been going down ever since, and they're going to continue to go down. Because why? Because remember, the magic formula, okay, for 13 years, this QE was keep your interest rate low by printing money, go to the 10-year Treasury auction. I'm talking about the Federal Reserve. Go to 10-year Treasury auctions, and then make sure you get those mortgage rates down so everybody goes nuts buying houses. And then make sure you have this other pile, and you, the Federal Reserve, who determines their own rates, nobody tells them what to do, make sure you get those 10-year Treasuries, buy enough of those Treasuries so you can drop the yield down so much you can justify moving your interest rate from 5% down to 0. Then you can loan all the money you want to the tech companies who blew up in 2008, 2009, and will crank those babies back up because those are growth companies. You don't want to screw around with value companies. You want to go get those growth companies because speculators and the cowboys all deal in growth companies, and the tourist traders, they all deal in the growth company, in the tech company. They don't know anything about them. They don't care if they buy a stock. If they're paying $25 for $1 of earning, which they only should be paying $2 for $1. They don't even know the difference. They don't care. As long as there's zero money, they'll buy it and sell it to somebody else. Then somebody else will come in, buy it, and sell it to somebody else as long as there's zero money. That was the magic. That's gone. We're at 4.75%. Wait, they just went up a quarter, right? What are we at now? I think, check it out for me. I think if we hit 5%, we'll check it out. So even if it were 4.75, do you understand? What caused that whole rally to happen for 13 years with the tech was the fact that we had zero rates. We gave our corporations who blew up $8 trillion in the hole, we gave them life. We gave those CEOs life. They could borrow money free. And now we are paying the bill. But if you knew how to short, 4.58, if you knew how to short, and you knew how to short the banks, you would make a lot of money because the banks are going to be the first things that suffer, and they did. And if you go back, and if you look right now, all we're doing, they're doing everything they possibly can right now to push that 10-year Treasury yield down, to try to give life to the tech stocks, keep pushing up the tech stocks. And they got, and you can see it every day. They're trying to push that yield down, push the yield down. So I told my members, buy the Qs and buy Apple, because that's where all the tourist traders go. And we've been doing good with it. They're all going to collapse at some point. But that's what the play is. This is called stealth QE. They're going back to their playbook of 2008. They're trying to do 2008 all over again. And they're going to do 2008 all over again with the banks, make you and I, the taxpayer, pay for their mistakes again. Inflation, you're going to see but it's not going to work because the Fed fund rate, they're going to have to move it up to 7%. 7%. If they decide, okay, the only way we can win this is let's turn around and take the Fed fund rate, bring it back to 0. So we give access to these companies free money so we get the tech stocks going again. Then you'll be in a depression because inflation would go so high it'd be nuts. Now, going back and talking about trust, think about this. When Yellen, not Yellen, but when what the hell's her name? Pocahontas Warren. Remember when Warren came out the other day and she said how stunned she was? These banks blew up. How stunned she was. What? Remember, she was in a meeting at 2014. She's the ranking member on the Senate Banking Committee when the FDIC came in 2014, sat at the meeting when they gave the banks permission to go buy bonds, because they weren't making any money because the interest rates were too low on mortgages. So she was part of she's the one who gave them permission to buy these bonds. 2014. And then in 2020, she's sitting there and the stress test comes out and says the banks are upside down $450 billion in 2020. And she's shocked the other day. She didn't know that was happening. And then the FDIC came in and had a meeting with her and said, we can't pay our depositors. That was in 2021. And she was stunned. Now you know why they got big pillars in front of the banks in front of her house.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Please join my gang. Go to philsgang.com where it says get started. Also, remember to listen to us on YouTube, Rumble, Apple, Facebook. All right. So I talk a lot about growth stocks. The tech stocks are growth stocks. And then there's the value stocks. So you got to ask yourself, why is it in 2008 they went to the growth stocks? Listen to this. Here's why.
We flooded the system with money. Yes, we did.
I'm sorry. This is a 60-minute interview with Powell.
We flooded the system with money. Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it.
Listen to it. Yeah, we did. Yeah, God darn.
We flooded the system with money. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
another way to think about it.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Where does
we
it come
did.
from? Do you just print it?
Yeah.
We print it digitally.
Yeah.
So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money
Yeah.
digitally, and we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds
Yeah.
or other government guaranteed securities, and that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve banks.
Yeah, so we just print all this money, and what we did in 2008, we took and we wanted to financially engineer the stock market to push the growth stocks, because the difference between a growth stock and a value stock was very important to us in 2008. A growth stock, whether it's Microsoft or Apple, any of these tech stocks, the speculators, they go after these stocks as long as they have access to cheap money. That's it. You got to have access to cheap money.
We flooded the system with money.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
we did.
Yeah, we did. So that was a very important part to the financial engineering of a 1,200% unsustainable tech rally. You have to have that money in there, because why? Because as long as speculators have access to cheap money, they don't care about the value of a stock because they're buying a growth stock. They don't care if they're paying $19 for every $1 of earnings or $2. It doesn't matter to them. Or $100 for every dollar of earnings if it's only worth $10. They'll pay the $100. The key is, do you have access to that money? And then the speculators will come in and buy, and then you keep pushing that price up and price up and price up. The value stock, you can't do that. Because unlike speculators, value investors are a different breed. They have patience. They're looking for bargains. They hunt around looking for companies that have good fundamentals, free cash flow, margins. And all they want to see is a bad management. It was bad management that screwed them up and why the price went down. They want to see dividends. They want to see real earnings. When they see a stock that is $19 for every $1 of earnings and it should be $18.50, they won't buy that stock. They'll fight. They won't buy that stock. They want it lower. So see, value stocks would have never worked with this scam that was put together by Obama, Bernanke, okay, and all the other gangsters. It would have never worked. But Wall Street, working with Obama and Bernanke, they knew exactly what to do. No recession. Let's get our money back as quick as we can. Let's get this banking system up and running. We got to do that with growth stocks. We got to create the action with growth stocks. Then that'll kick in the banks. Exactly what they did. Exactly what they did. And that money that they've been printing for 13 years finally caught up to us. In the meantime, what were we doing here at Phil's Gang? We knew what was going on. We were buying the tech stocks, but here's the thing. We knew when the gig was up. That's when I said, on January 16, 2018, I said, it's over. I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today. That Phil Grandy said, on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. That's right. Talking about the tech stocks. Because they created so much inflation, printing money to make mortgage rates really low to get the housing market going. And then they created, then the Federal Reserve kept on printing and printing and printing money because they could sell it to the tech companies free money, give them free money so they could do the other part of the scam. They could go in and keep reducing the amount of outstanding shares they had to push up the stock price so it didn't need profits because they picked on what? That's right, growth stocks. So you had the biggest scam going. Everybody could see it. Everybody could see it. Then on the 14th, 2014, the gig was up. Because they kept those rates too low for too long, the banks were losing money. The big banks, the small, but especially the regional banks, on those mortgages. They couldn't make money. So that's when they went and said to the Senate, said to, what the hell's her name? I could get her to remember it. Not yelling. Pocahontas, and said to Pocahontas, like, we need a money. We need a meeting. So there was a meeting between Elizabeth Warren and then the Chairman Brown, and said, we got a real problem here. Okay, we got a real problem. The banks aren't making money. So the end of the story was, they gave them permission, gave them the permission, had the vote, they could start buying these bonds. So she knew in 2014 there was a problem. 2020, the stress test comes out. Exactly what I was saying all along, and I said in 2018 it was over. 2020, the stress test showed all the banks together as an aggregate in the whole $450 billion. 2021, the FDIC runs into, for bailout, we need a bailout, Warren, we need a bailout. Get your committee together, we need a bailout, bail us out, bail us out. No, we can't do that because we're in the midst of doing a vote on the American Rescue Plan. And we got to take care of the president. We got to take care of our party first. So they kicked it down the road. Kicked it down the road. This is January 2021. We knew that if there was a crash, that the banks could not take care of the depositors. 2021. May 2022, after the American Rescue Plan vote was passed on March 10th, 2021, 2022, the FDIC goes in again and says, hey, can we now do it? Can you give us the money now? Because we're so scared if these banks go under, we can't pay the depositors. We'd love to do it, but we're too close to the omnibus bill. The omnibus bill, we got to get that through for our leader. We got to get that through for Joey. Joey needs the omnibus bill. We as a party need it. This is about the party. Aren't you a party person? They kicked the can down the road again. June 2022, another stress test comes in. Now, they went from being $450 billion in the hole, the banks, to $650 billion in the hole, and they didn't give a damn because they just wanted to get through their bills for their party. That's what they wanted. It's always party, party, party. November 2022. Remember, this is June when we got the notice on the $650 billion. And remember, the press and everybody kept and the fake business network kept everything, shh, hush, hush, don't say anything. Don't say anything because we got to get another bill through. November 2022. Our money supply is negative. Do you know how bad that is? So what do they start saying? Oh, hey, by the way, did you see the inflation's coming down? Isn't that good? Inflation's coming down. What? It's only coming when you have inflation coming down because your money supply is negative and you're calling that good? Are you nuts? Can you imagine? You're running around saying, inflation's coming down. It's wonderful. Aren't we doing a good job? What are you, nuts? Inflation's going down because you screwed up we don't have any, our money supply is negative. Then they finally, the FDIC goes back, hey, can we do it now? We don't have enough money to pay our depositors. Nah, we got to get through the omnibus bill. We're going to get that passed in December 2022. Finally got it passed. January comes. negative money supply gets worse. Unbelievable. March 7th, last week, banks blew up. Elizabeth Warren says, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. This is the regulators. The regulators were asleep. Oh, and Trump, it's his fault. Please join my gang. Just like our gang members, we're going to get through this profitably. We're going to take advantage of this. We're going to make profits. We're going to make money. Between the pro two color-coded chart and understanding the bond market, we'll always be on the right side of every stock. Check it out, free for 10 days.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.